Okay. All right. Players are down. Players are looking at each other's deck lists right now. We are now at the stage of the tournament. Ooh, I have failed to do that because we got busy. I have the ability to grab the deck list and put them on screen and stuff, and I got busy. I'm busy feeding stuff in my face.
Yeah, we had a small chance to eat. So
I'll work on that in the background while we're doing game one, and I'll have them available for when it comes time to sideboard, which is when we really want to have them anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll
talk a little bit about Chrono's list since I know it pretty well. And I know, like, one of the things that people have been saying in our Discord was they really wanted to cut Wing Leader from Sabine. And Chrono was really adamant in that not being the right call. So he's on Wing Leaders, and I think we saw in our game that Wing Leaders really pay off. And one of the things that he has been looking to do in these matches, especially with against the Vader and the other space decks, is actually ECL a Wing Leader to buff your ground unit and take something off the board, like stop the Vader attack from triggering Vader's ability. It's just been a really versatile ship. Obviously, against Cad, the Wing Leader can be somewhat of a liability in that it only has 1 health, but it is really helpful in buffing your other units into a range that won't let them get ping Tarkentown. So they might ping your guy, you can respond with a Wing Leader. The chess match of the ping Tarkentown early game is something we're really going to have to see how CJ navigates. That's Cad's greatest strength against Sabine, is that Sabine always has to start a unit down. Because no matter what they play,
no matter what you play,
you always get the ping with Cad.
Yep.
So it's really hard. It's as if you skipped your whole turn 2.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you just don't get a turn.
Right. So, or your 2 resource turn.
Right.
The one thing, that one equalizer, and we all know, everyone who's been playing since set 1 knows that the equalizer against ECL is Tarkentown, and the equalizer against Tarkentown is ECL. The way you climb back after getting to Tarkentown is by having a huge ECL to gain advantage in the board, and if you ECL before they Tarkentown, whatever you ECL to try and get advantage will get Tarkentown and killed.
For sure.
So that's the chess match, and will Ray draw all his McClunkies, or will CJ draw all his, I don't know, ECL
all right.
breakers?
Why don't we meet the players in our little drama here for the next little while?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. On the left-hand side of your screen, we saw him earlier in this exact same seat. Of course, CJ, member of the KTOD team. This is Chrono, as you call him.
Yep,
his handle there.
IGN.
Indeed,
in-game name
from
is Chrono.
Milford.
Yep. He's got the sick melon hat rocking this weekend.
That is very, very green. All right, on the right-hand side of your screen, this is Ray, hailing from Columbus, Ohio, the lone Cad Bane player. I think, honestly, was it even the lone Cad Bane player in the entire top 64? No, there were a few.
There were a couple.
There were a few. But this is the only one still in the tournament, ladies and gentlemen, here in the top 8. Finished the day as the regular Swiss rounds as the 3 seed.
All right, we got the fist bump. We got opening hands. And we're off to the races.
And I haven't updated leaders because I suck at this. Man, I keep forgetting this. All right. Well, it won't stop us here.
No. All right. So we see a Fleet Lieutenant, a Battlefield Marine, a Darksaber in CJ's hand. It looks like he's going to ship it. Not sure what CJ's looking for, but the Fleet Lieutenant, if it was his only turn 2 play, once again, he can't count on anything in any of his first turn plays living because of the ping from Cad followed by the Tarkentown.
There's our matchup.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Eventually, Ray will put his leader and base into the leader and base spots. But for right now, both players opting to mulligan. One of the best things a good player can do is aggressively mulligan. CJ's got, I think, 18 turn 1 plays, which allows him to more aggressively mulligan for better turn 2 plays. That's sort of the name of the game with Sabine. You can play anything on turn 1. Obviously, you want it to live. But turn 2 and beyond, that's when you really build out the deck.
Okay, I'm going to let you work for a bit while I make sure you get the deck list stuff in the background.
You do your thing. I'm going to try and see if I can sneak a peek at these hands. Can't tell by faces. It looks like a Hotshot Blaster, a Boba Fett unit, a Mist Hunter from Ray, Boba Fett Disintegrator. Can't see anything CJ's got going on. His face doesn't look happy. Yeah, so not much else to say until these guys throw down and go. CJ won the roll, and he's going to lead with Luke Skywalker. Obviously not the ideal turn 1 play, But it's also a card that, like, do you really care that that thing gets killed?
I mean, if you get some value out of it.
Oh, and it looks
not.
like dream scenario for CJ. It looks like Ray just claimed. And so CJ pings. So he does not face a turn 1 Tarkentown, like the exact thing that I said was a problem for Sabine. Now, of course, the lack of a ping Tarkentown from Ray is met with the worst possible 2-drop in his deck from CJ. But again, if he's just losing a Luke Skywalker to Tarkentown, that's an amazing trade for CJ. So Disintegrator comes out. One of the best units in set 1. Sabine's masterpiece. Now, this is when is Ray going to burn the Tarkentown? Doesn't look like it. Looks like he claims. And have to imagine that his opening play is going to be to some way deal with this board. It looks like I see a Bazine in hand. He's got, because he missed turn 1, he's got a bunch of cards in hand. One of them is definitely a McClunky. I don't know if he'll open on McClunky here. I think if he had if he had just hit turn 1, he would easily snap off the McClunky. But does he want to give up his whole board to kill a Sabine's masterpiece? I'm not sure. Oh, he's got Forlom. So he is going to get the ping Tarkentown off on the Sabine's masterpiece. He kills Luke, puts the ping on Sabine, the Sabine's masterpiece, which is going to come in for 3, and then Tarkentown eats it up. So now, how does CJ respond through ECL? Cad's tapped out. Boba Fett Disintegrator is untapped. Will Ray pass, or will he just come in for 3? He does pass into the Sabine flip. Decides to put 3 in. Now each of Ray's units will clean up Sabine. CJ still plays the Darksaber. That means she's got 8 HP. She's got 5 left. Boba Fett Disintegrator will kill her if she's exhausted. So CJ's at best getting 2 attacks in here. Of course, with Forlom still on the table, that means a Zuckuss could come in. A McClunky won't do the final 5 damage. Will only do 4. But this is when CJ wants to be ECLing. It's just he doesn't have priority here. But 16, if Ray doesn't have a way to kill this, we're seeing 7 more damage and going to 23. All right, so there's that Hot Shot Blaster that we saw at the beginning of the game. I think Ray's deciding which unit he wants to sacrifice here. I have to imagine you want to give up the Boba. It's damaged, and Forlom can still invite Zuckuss in the following turn if CJ doesn't kill it here. Now, 2 resources up for Ray. Could we see the Bazine? Yeah, we're going to see a Bazine. So we've got Cassian for a Cause I Believe in and Rebel Assault. I think CJ is okay with either thing being taken. If Ray takes for a Cause, we just fire in Cassian. And if we take Cassian, we just fire off the for Cause. And set up our next turn. ECL still hasn't been used. Ray getting rid of anything invites Wrecker. CJ didn't draw a card. Can you do the judge chat?
Okay, hold on. Come on.
So going with that, Cassian does give Ray priority here. He's going to capture Cassian. Okay. He did draw.
Okay. They're saying okay. They're saying he did.
I watched his hand.
Okay.
Once again, all available judges to the on solo banner for the judge staff.
Okay. We're close now. Let's see.
All right, so it looks like CJ just fired off the Rebel Assault to do the extra damage. So Cad's at 5 life. 4 when you account for the ping. Sneak attack Jabba to look for a trick. If he finds a McClunky, he can play the McClunky for free, even though he's exhausted. That would allow a Cad Bane ping and 3 damage. He does find the McClunky.
Feels like the board is starting to get away from CJ here.
Yeah,
is he
pulling
looking for a cause? Is that
yeah,
the
well,
plan?
one already get discarded with Bazine.
I saw that.
He's just looking for a wrecker, truthfully.
Yeah, no, that would also do it. He
Because
can overwhelm
he
just
can,
about anything.
Yep, he can take the shield off of Forlom and then overwhelm.
Or just blow up Jabba and run over him. Like, there's about 6
Right.
different ways it could be done.
So casting from the row is just to bait out that McClunky. It'll do 4 damage because Cad isn't flipped, so we will be able to get the 3 attack in no matter what. And then that should put him at lethal. 1 ping this turn, 1 ping next turn. Cad Bane, Tarkentown shouldn't have any way to heal. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage showing.
Yeah.
Only puts CJ to 14.
20
15 with the ping, and
Yeah.
then 16. So unless he has a way to do 9 damage that I can't see in one action, CJ should have this game by simply pinging.
Yeah, a ping here,
Yep.
and then a ping next round. I mean, once Sabine gets you down to single digits, there's about 12 different ways they can slice it. It just depends on how many cards, what cards they have in the hand and what those cards are.
Yep. All right, and Ray's going to scoop, so CJ
Yeah.
gets game 1.
Yep. All right. Sideboard time here in the top 8 in our little semifinal match here. And I realize I did not start the round timer, but you know what? We're just going to turn that thing off. For now, let's come back to here. Let them do their sideboard shenanigans. And, hey, you know what? It's time for an ad roll. Why don't we do that real quick? See you guys in a minute.
Welcome in, everyone. Thanks for being here. One of the most common questions I get is, how can I support what you're doing with live event coverage of Star Wars Unlimited? Luckily, there are lots of ways, and not all of them actually cost anything. For starters, if you're tuned in on YouTube, throw the live stream a like and subscribe to the channel. A couple of simple clicks, and you'll have helped YouTube's algorithm put more of my Star Wars Unlimited content in front of people who might be interested. If you're tuned in on Twitch, simply throw me a follow. Both of these things won't cost you a cent and actually help a lot more than you think. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you might be able to support me on Twitch with only a few clicks. Once you've linked your Amazon account to Twitch, check the QR code on the screen for help doing that. You can use your Prime subscription to me on Twitch. It's already included in your Amazon Prime membership and costs you nothing additional out of pocket. Similarly, over on YouTube, you can use the Super Chat functionality. Just click the little dollar bill looking icon on the bottom right corner of the screen below the chat window. This is sort of like a tip, right? You can choose a dollar amount on a little scrolling bar and it highlights your chat message simultaneously. If you're interested in helping ensure these kinds of high quality Star Wars Unlimited tournament streams continue well into the future, I would also ask you to check out my Patreon over at patreon.com/craptor. QR code on the screen will take you there. I have 4 tiers of support that each come with various benefits, up to and including the embroidered polo shirts you see the team and I wearing on the stream when we cover events. For the cost of only a single booster pack per month, you can support these kinds of productions and get some really fun perks along the way. Whether you choose to pitch in and help keep us on the air or not, thanks for being here. We love Star Wars Unlimited, we love the community, and we look forward to showcasing more of both in the future.
All right, welcome back, everybody. While these guys are doing their sideboard thing, why don't we have a look at their actual decks? This, of course, is CJ's deck for the day. Deck lists are now publicly available, and so we can talk about these sorts of things.
Yeah, and one of the things it's really hard to wrap your head around is, like, how do you even start to battle into the Ping Tarkentown situation here? And I think the first thing we're going to see CJ do is bring in the Sundari Peacekeepers, likely for the Fighters for Freedom, because it gives you 2 more 5 HP 3-drops, meaning if Ray decides to not Tarkentown the turn 1 play, CJ can just play a 5 HP guy on turn 2, and then that ping won't get scooped up by Tarkentown.
Right.
The 5 HP allows you to live through that. So one strategy that a lot of decks use is just skip turn 1 and then play a 5 HP guy on turn 2. The only thing that does, it kind of like takes away the tempo. So I think what CJ will do is similar to what he did in round 1, which is just play a unit he's okay getting Tarkentown.
Having a look at Ray's deck list over here for the first time.
Yeah, so I would imagine he's going to bring in the Bamboozles and the No Good to Me Deads here to deal with Darksaber.
He's got one Boozle in the main and one in the sideboard. Yeah, okay, I can see that. That gives you a little more, more action.
And then, of course, because it's open deck list now, CJ might opt to actually sideboard out the Sabers completely. Kind of neuter that strategy. I don't think he'll bring in the Unrefusable Offer and the Lurking Ties for sure. Cham is an interesting one, though. Like, if Ray decides that some part of his deck is too slow, possibly like those Houndstooths, he could bring in the Chams. The Chams do trade with Sabine if she's not suited up. He also eats every single one of those 3/5s without dying back.
That's true.
So I think even though CJ's not playing a deck that ramps, he is playing a deck that capitalizes on 5 HP units, and that's where Cham also shines.
It's the same reason we were seeing the Lackeys earlier in some of those matchups, right?
Right. That's why Random Mando was on Lackeys, yeah.
Exactly. All right, well, we are shuffling up and getting ready for Game 2 over here. As a quick reminder, this is the matchup you were looking at. We are in the top 8, headed to Game 2. I've taken the match timer off the screen, everybody, because we're letting the judges manage that at this stage. Just so that everybody knows, in the top 8, the round timer extends from 55 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes to get 3 games in. I have never seen a top 8 match go that long, although I have heard that it has occurred elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it has. I mean, I've seen some slow players out there, but it happens. There's a lot of thinking, a lot of tanking. One thing that's great about the top 8 prize structure for this event is everyone got a flight. So they're playing for glory now.
Yes.
But there's not a lot they're playing for other than that top spot.
Well, and the fancy promo that says champion and the mat that says champion.
Of course, they're playing for more promos and the mat that's what I mean. Like they're playing playing to win.
Yes.
But there's not a lot of difference between top 8, top 4, top 2.
True.
Whereas in the sector qualifiers, top 2 got a flight.
Right.
Now they all have flights.
Now they all get flights.
So now they're all just sort of sitting pretty.
And a whole bunch of these guys already had buys from previous planetary qualifier wins.
Right.
Quite a number of those buys got passed out into the field that didn't even make the cut here into the top 8.
Right.
I did talk to you were speculating earlier about Bothan Network teammates Frank and Jeff. Why did Frank scoop to Jeff in that last round? I talked to Frank about that. He did say it was because he had a buy. Jeff didn't.
Yeah, and Frank was mathematically eliminated.
Frank was like, I want to be able to give Jeff a better chance at the buy, depending on how things finish out, and that's exactly what happened. Jeff did end up with a buy after Frank scooped him.
Oh, he did?
He did.
Congratulations to Jeff Creasy. Great guy.
He did indeed. All right, so
I don't think so.
Still shuffling.
I'm good.
This is nice. CJ this is nice. I love that people do this. I always tell folks, shuffle your opponent's deck. That helps remove all the concerns that you may or may not have in these situations.
Yeah, for sure. I think cut's fine.
Yeah,
but top 8, just shuffle.
It's totally legal. Like it's 100% legal within the tournament rules. Never be ashamed. Never be freaked out by it. The first time one of our local players, I offered my deck for a cut like normal, he reached out to shuffle it, and I was almost insulted.
Yeah.
But he literally just explained to me. He said, no, he's not you. He goes, I do this for everybody. It doesn't matter. I just trained myself to do it. I was like, okay, makes sense.
All right, so CJ doing I'm going to ping and see if you play anything. And he passes.
He gave CJ the initiative here.
Yeah, right, because he wants to ping.
He wants to ping, right.
So he's going to play Cartel Spacer. CJ's going to ping. And, yeah, we see the Sabine Tarkentown off the board.
Doing exactly.
Now, again, that lets ECL sort of live in any way CJ finds valuable. He could play a 3-drop and then ECL a Sabine's Tie into that, Sabine's Masterpiece into that Cartel Spacer. He could hold it for Poe. He could hold it for Wrecker.
It's going to go with the Battlefield Marine?
Yep. Not an ideal turn 2 play. We did see CJ Mulligan, but obviously that Boba Fett Disintegrator dominates Battlefield Marine. It can just attack into it and trade, value trade it, or if the Sabine player, if CJ decides to attack base with the Battlefield Marine, Disintegrator just literally deletes
says,
without taking any damage.
Get out of here.
with the on-attack trigger from Disintegrator, which, one of the great cards of set 1 that's kind of been slept on from time to time.
Well, we don't see as, people, there's been all the memes and the joking and the snide remarks about Villain Yellow, but with Django getting banned, Villain Yellow has not really been a very popular or very around in the meta since that time.
Yeah, and we did see a bunch of it in Vader this weekend, Vader 4, going yellow, but it's not using all the scum underworld cards that we're used to. That have been a big part of the game ever since Boba Fett in set 1.
Right. Okay, there we go. I wonder why the base damage looked off for Rey. Okay, they got it right. Had one extra on there. Rey's action here.
Yeah, he's wondering if he should, I would sniff out if I'm CJ, he might have a blaster. Oh, he's actually going to capture here.
Go
Interesting.
For the Relentless Pursuit.
So he captures to put the shield on. Are we going to see him a clunky? Nope. We're just going to see him put 3 damage into the Sabine.
Sabine goes 3 to base.
And then I think you got to imagine CJ's looking at K2. Yeah. With that board set up, looking at K2. Now, I think Rey likely has initiative even though the token isn't there.
I agree.
I would imagine that Rey is going to kill the Sabine? I don't know. Because he just gets wrecked by the K2. I don't know what Rey is cooking up here. But I got to know that CJ is ready and poised to use his ECL.
This would be the good turn forward. He could be sitting on a Poe. Obviously not quite record time yet, but.
So if Rey attacks into Sabine, it kills her. He takes 2 damage back. K2 kills Boba, releases the Battlefield Marine, does 1 damage overflow.
Yeah,
doesn't seem like a positive move for Rey.
And doesn't die in the
yeah, I wonder what else he has up in store for him because it looks like that is what he's going to do. I don't know if it's lack of better play or he just wants Sabine off the board. The one thing that we'll do if CJ does this, he's left.
So 1 overwhelm.
Right, but now he can soak the ping on that Battlefield Marine. It doesn't kill the K2. Like when Rey plays something this turn.
Yep. He's gonna ambush in.
The
That's
boss
clean
play.
Him up.
Nice.
Okay.
So it does clear the board.
Yep.
I guess if a clunky would have cleared the board as well.
3 more to base from K2 exploding at the end of his life.
Right. So will Chrono ECL a Poe, or will he build his board back up? The problem with leaving Bosk out is that a McClunky with Bosk and Cad Ping does 6 damage total. Sorry, 7 damage total.
Ooh, he's going to go with a Wing Leader buff Sabine, the old standby. Sabine now a 4/5 in the ground.
Yeah, 4/5. Won't die to Bosk attack alone. But we are going into the 6 resource turn. Cad Bane's going to join this party. We have a potential situation where we're going to see 2 pings.
ECL still available.
ECL available. A Relentless Pursuit would be a real blowout scenario in this case. It would capture the Sabine and kill the Wing Leader and protect Bosk.
Oh, the surprise strike. Going to clean it all up.
So that's a 2-for-2 trade. I mean, he loses his Wing Leader to a boss trigger. That's not the end of the world. But what Rey's doing here is by killing both units at once, he takes away Chrono's ability to take any actions. So now it's Chrono's turn. He's got no play. He's got to make a play. He can't just pass, right?
Yeah.
If he passes, would Rey flip? I'm not sure. I think Rey really wants to get to 7 resources because Cad Bane unit is really, really difficult for CG to deal with.
Staring down the barrel of a possible wrecker, ECL wrecker. I don't think you're going to flip Cad Bane out with all 6 standing.
No, for sure. And that's what I mean is what's this chess match? How is CJ going to spend his resources? He decides to Poe here. Relentless Pursuit would be devastating here. A blaster wouldn't be too bad. But the problem with getting to this stage in the game and having only done 14 damage, and this is how Cad wins this matchup, is because once Cad unit comes out and captures things, it is very difficult.
Those shields make him really, really irritating to get off the board.
Yes, and just simply by being a 7 HP unit. It's possible that CJ is strictly saving the ECL for Wrecker for Cad unit and not Cad leader.
Yeah.
Well, if Ray had Relentless Pursuit, I have to imagine he would have snapped it here.
Yeah, I feel like he would have just windmill slammed that onto the table and been like, yep, let's go.
So what else is he cooking? Is he thinking about Blaster to kill Poe? Is he thinking about Jabba to find a McClunky? He's got 4 resources and he's in the tank.
He's certainly got plenty of options available to him in the deck list. It's just a question of what does he have in his hand.
Right.
And resource row.
That Cartel Spacer has hit in 4 times.
Consistently.
So
that's where most of the damage on CJ's base
He's already
come
taken
from.
12 damage.
Yeah.
In fact, I wonder, if Bosk just went face there, he hits for 7. He puts him at 19, and then he's lethal. Like, the Cad's almost lethal with a blaster.
Instead, he's just going to go 4 to Poe.
Yeah, he's playing the control game, but I wonder if he just would have ended this game. So puts 4 into Poe, 6 into himself.
Now he's going to ping Poe off the board by just playing a 4-lom out.
Yep.
2 damage now with Cad is going to ping him off the board.
So now's when ECL Wrecker comes, clears the ground. Kill 4-lom with the 1-play trigger. Overwhelm Cad
for 5.
Put him to 19. Ping to 20. Hopefully have something like 4 cause.
4 cause to.
Now and then the way that gets blown, or honestly, that forces Ray to deal with Wrecker because. That's not ideal.
Lieutenant?
Yeah.
Oof.
So CJ's just not finding his bombs at the end of the game here.
We used ECL on a Fleet Lieutenant to knock Cad out, and then took 4 damage back from 4-lom. He is going to flip. He is going to come in here with 4 cause. There's all the 4 causes, really all piled on top of
So there's 4, and that's going to put him to 18. Now, so CJ's at 16. He's about to go to 18.
He is at now 18 on, 7 health remaining.
No, I'm sorry. I mean CJ. CJ's at 16.
CJ's at 16.
And he's about to go to 18.
Yes, when the spacer swings in.
And so if Ray, so Ray's dead to those 2 4 causes.
Nope.
Oh, but he's got the surprise
That's the
strike.
equalizer. That's going to change the math.
Yep.
Surprise strike comes in, and it's 5 to base. And now the 4 causes won't get CJ over the finish line. He scoops it up. We're going to game 3.
All right. Yep, big game 3. And that's the power of, obviously CJ couldn't find his bombs at the end of that game, but we can't forget that Ray missed turn 1 in game 1, and that's what let CJ get that early chip damage in.
Yeah, that made a huge difference.
So, fully powered, I'm not sure who wins those matches, but that's how Cad wins against Sabine. It stops them in their tracks from doing any early damage.
I mean, it's certainly a matchup that both players are familiar with. It's not like either one of these leaders or
no, this is a callback to an earlier meta.
This could be a set 3 PQ final, right?
Absolutely. And Cad's been around since set 2, right?
Yes, set 2. Yeah.
So this has been a match that's been played.
It feels like it took a little while for Cad to catch on. Like people experimented with him a little bit in set 2, but it felt like to me it wasn't really until set 3 came along that suddenly he seemed to be everywhere.
Well, Cad, 7-drop Cad, really leveled up that
unit,
deck.
Yeah.
We've seen Ray has, now there are 2 of them, which is another set 3 card. I mean, those were the 2 big additions to that.
Right.
Yeah, I would say that those 2 were the biggest. And, of course, we see he's got Mist Hunter and Houndstooth in his deck as well in space. So, like, it has gotten power-ups here.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime they print an Underworld card in Villain, yellow, or just straight-up Villain, or just yellow, like any one of those 2, Cads goes, I'm interested.
I'm interested.
What does it say? Let's look at it.
And we've already seen a bunch of interesting set 5 spoilers that are Underworld.
Yes.
They're bringing Underworld back.
Yeah,
so.
I feel like I feel like as long as they keep printing Underworld cards, Cad is going to continue to be relevant. Like there's just so many tools in that arsenal. We watched yesterday a Cad Lake Country deck, right? So like single, literally just yellow black. That was all he had.
Yeah.
But talking with the gentleman who I was working with at the time, I forget if it was Mark or Victor doing co-commentary with me. We were both like, yeah, but that card pool is so deep.
Yeah.
I mean, are you really giving anything up? Not a lot, and you're getting 4 HP in exchange.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a case to be made. I mean, obviously people have used Lake Country to great effect. I don't sleep on anything in this game because I think everything can be viable when you know your deck inside and out.
I agree completely. Anytime people in this game start talking about, unplayable leaders, that's for example, I'm kind of like, for every person you tell me there's an unplayable leader, there's somebody in this world, somebody out there playing the game that loves that leader and is decent with it.
Look at Akbar. Akbar coming out.
Akbar today, man. I wish you guys could have been here in the room when they were awarding the showcases.
That was the biggest applause of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They make a big presentation when they award the showcases for the folks in top 64. And when the Akbar name was called, this place went crazy. They were like, I forget who it was, the name, Admiral Akbar, and everybody stopped what they were doing to cheer this person on. That was awesome.
All right, we're off to the races.
Indeed.
We got a ping, pass. Sabine is going to ping Tarkentown. So we're in that same situation. Can the Sabine player rebuild from here?
All right.
When every card in your deck pings your opponent's unit, it can be very difficult to catch up. Like in this situation, if this McClunky's just going to delete the ship. So how does Chrono push damage?
It's going to McClunky, murder Sabine's tie, and then replay the Crafty Smuggler.
Yep, and this is why it's so hard for Sabine to claw into this matchup. All right, so with the attack here by Crafty, Sabine's marked safe from surprise strike attack.
Mm-hmm. So
probably see CJ flip here. Not sure what's in his hand, but might be thinking Darksaber. Might be thinking to build back out. Oh, he might be going wide here.
Going to start with a Marine. Now there are two of them into a 4-LOM, which wipes him out.
So leaving one resource up, presumably for a McClunky. Yeah, this double McClunky start is absolutely brutalizing.
He came up with another McClunky to pick 4-LOM back up again?
Yep.
Oh.
And now put a damage on. That means 4-LOM is going to kill the Sabine next turn. And CJ is going to have 4 cards defeated.
Without having the opponent really lost anything but 2 McClunkies.
Exactly.
A well-played Cad is both a thing of beauty and a holy terror to watch.
Yeah. I mean, this is that's exactly the kind of start Ray wanted. This is why I don't think he mulliganed in this game either. He didn't mulligan last game. 2 McClunky start plus a 2-drop. Just absolutely brutal for Sabine.
Yep.
He's got to claw back here with an ECL. Poe can clear this board by himself. Doesn't have the Poe.
It's going to be K2.
Yeah, so will Ray claim, or will he just opt to? Will he hit for 2 with the Crafty?
Yep, he does.
All right, he is. He's going to turn on the Jets.
Okay.
Oh, he's got the third.
Oh, he's got the
McClunky.
third McClunky. Brutal.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, it's not going to. He's trying to figure out which one to pick up, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just pick up the Cartel Spacer. Leave 4-LOM
I
out
would
there.
save yourself the cost. Get the cheap unit off.
Plus,
the board.
you threaten Zuckuss.
Yep. 3 more to base from K2's when defeated trigger. Ties the game up at 16 apiece.
Yeah,
Mark it, but there we go.
I think we've seen that CJ has really wanted to save the Wrecker ECL.
He seems very clearly making sure he's saving the ECL, but he has not found it. We haven't seen a Wrecker all match.
No, we haven't. Will he bite the bullet here? We'll see what he's got. Still got a full grip, but a long way to go.
CJ on the button. 6 resource round coming in. We're going to timely out. I'm betting this is a no. I was going to say it was a Poe. It's not. It's a Sundari Peacekeeper.
All right, so he's healing 2. Takes 4 back. So a single ping will kill that. Any play. All right, he's going to play Bazine out of the row. It's just a Battlefield Marine. It's his only card.
Yeah, you're right. He just has, this game in particular, he just hasn't seen so far, any of the big stuff. Did he let him keep the Marine?
I'm guessing
like,
he's going to.
Yeah, it looks like I see the Sundari in the discard pile, but not the Battlefield, so I'm guessing that's...
Well, he might still be thinking, the Sundari dies to the ping.
Ah, okay. But my point is the Battlefield Marine isn't in the discard pile, so I think he just let him keep it.
Yeah. He just
drew a card.
Just did it. Yeah,
so
he was
must have
thinking.
Discarded
yeah.
it. Okay. Yes, the timely came from hand, Jonathan. Okay, so we're going to deploy Cad. Stay on the button. Bring in the Crafty.
Yeah, CJ's really up against it now.
Yeah, board's definitely starting to get away from him here. He desperately needs one of those big drops that we know are in there. He needs a threat that Ray has to answer of some kind.
Yeah, and I don't know what he can really present other than a Wrecker, and I'm guessing that given the fact that he hasn't slammed it, that he doesn't have it.
Ray's still resourcing here, I think, or hasn't readied up yet. Yeah,
oh, okay.
He's waiting to make sure that Ray's given the opportunity to resource and ready. He is. Okay, we've got an ECL Poe at least. We're going to discard the we're going to clear the shield and clear Cad by dealing the extra damage. So two different triggers off of Poe there.
Still plenty of card. Yep, he did 2 triggers. He defeated the shield. He did the 2 damage. There won't be any pings coming this turn, but Ray's got a full grip. At least 3 cards in hand.
Yeah, CJ's out of cards. He ditched the rest of his hand to make that play.
Yep, and CJ's out. He's living off the top of his deck.
Yep, we're top decking now. Fingers crossed.
And there's Big Cad.
Probably the last thing he wanted to see, but he knew it had to be in there.
Yep. And that's the thing that said there's been like looming over the match all game. When Cad gets to that unit, the Cad unit, the hostage taker.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to battle back from.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Ray doesn't even have to attack with that Cad until it's lethal.
Why is this? Hang on a minute.
So, yes, Ray does not have to attack with the Cad unit until it's absolutely lethal. Wrecker comes out, but it doesn't matter. CJ's has only 10 health left, so even just a single crack from Bazine and then a blaster attack from Cad will end the game. Yep, and
there it is.
That's the game. The blaster made the Cad attack lethal. So good run by my teammate CJ. Really well played throughout the day. Congratulations on his top 8. And then congratulations to Ray for going to top 4 and bringing Cad Tarkentown there.
A big showing here from Cad Tarkentown. Ray moving on to the top 4. Unfortunately, CJ not able to do so, but that's okay.
Yep.
Still had a great run.
Great day.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, we're having some kind of stream problems, but I'll go figure all this out. In the meantime, guys, give us a few minutes. We'll be right back.
All right.